Welcome. I am Crimey Queen, and if you're joining us for the first time, it's the channel where we have fun with words and numbers. I can't say that I'm really having much fun right now, but I'm going to really muster the art now of trying to smile like I often remind people to smile because a smile it really goes miles. Okay, they are synonymous, smiles and miles. Okay, I think that is beginning to work. Now, my concern, or it almost feels like a challenge, that sometimes we discover things, or we see things, or we ask questions, and the answers seem a little bit much to take in. And so it has been for me with going through the chapter 1 of the Holy Bible, that is Genesis chapter 1. Now, I had this notion before, or insight before, and I wasn't feeling confident enough to really accept it or really examine it, and it keeps popping up. As I have explored, I believe that there are more than one God. There is more than one God in Genesis of chapter 1. And what I am thinking now feels a little bit much more than what I have been saying, that it's, of course, Mother Eve, and then there's God. Um, but basically, I am seeing that there are many gods in Genesis of chapter 1 and chapter 2. I'm not very sure at the moment if they are in addition, but I would say now that it's as many as 14 gods in Genesis of chapter 1. Oh, I said it. I actually said it. Okay, now this is just an intro on this subject because I have been going over and over and over this chapter of Genesis, and I have been sensing, and it's like I have been fighting to some extent of what I had been seeing or sensing, and of course I have meditated on this, and now I am really saying, which might sound a bit silly, but saying that there are as many as 14 gods in Genesis of chapter 1. Now, yes, um, of course, if you're going to say something like this, you need to have the evidence, so you need to be able to show or explain what you see. So I am going to explore, and I have a very, I think, a succinct idea, but of course, I need to say a little bit more of where this notion comes from. But it's all in Genesis of chapter 1. And as I say, um, perhaps 2. But I am seeing it as, and I will now say, as when it is said God created, we are talking about one God. When it is said that God said, that's another God. It's like every act, every act. Wow. Now I am saying that every act. It just comes to me that this it has been a stage. It's like a Genesis it has been like a play. It's like a play, and there are many actors in 14 actors, we would say. I would say. So each act is denoting so the person or God of breath, the God who spoke, the God said, or the God who set, the God who moved. the God who formed, and the God who made, the God who divided, the God who separated. Um, separated. I need to double check on this as well, but divided. And that, so I'm going to, of course, have a concise list on that, but I am seeing all these as separate gods. That's the point I am making here. So, and of course, where do we see Mother Eve? As I say, I see Mother Eve is still in the middle of the word sacrifice. So we are talking base 14, and it's wow. It just really makes sense because 1 plus 4 is 5. So these 14 gods consist or constitute Eve. I've said it. Okay, I'm going to conclude on this intro. I hope we can explore these teachings a bit further. Okay, thank you for watching. I hope you have recovered. if if it is of if it is a bit of a shock, but however, I think maybe I feel guided to say this. I feel spiritually guided to explain this, and hoping that with my spirit guide that I will be able to deliver more information on this. Thank you.